Hey everybody, good Tuesday evening to you. It's about 5:15. Just wanted to jump on and do a quick forecast update looking at storms the next couple nights. So looked at the data this afternoon and wanted to go ahead and just kind of bring you the latest, tell you what to expect. Not a super change from what I put out there this morning if you were watching. A little bit more data on what we might see tomorrow is the bottom line. So let's go through it here. Looking at, you guys can see the cloudy skies out there. It just kind of feels like storm weather once again. Here's a live look at I-49. You're looking at the northbound lanes, but we're looking south into the east and west central Missouri area here. So clouds building through the night. That's a good thing. It's remained mostly cloudy all day. It's kept instability from getting too out of hand, but do think that we have instability to work with as storms do work their way into the area tonight. So here's the bottom line if you're new to the page. First of all, welcome. Glad to have you here. If warnings drop for the area, or if I think they're about to, I will hop on and go live. I'm not seeing any right now, but later tonight and most definitely tomorrow night, drop on here and go live if any severe thunderstorm warnings or other warnings will drop for our area. You can catch them here on the Facebook page live, obviously. Also over on the YouTube channel at 660 Weather. Keep the TikTok channel updated as well, but the live streams will be here on Facebook and YouTube. That is how we do things. Severe weather coverage brought to you by Renee LaRosen at Homeland Realty. Keep Renee in mind. 816-215-4746. We'll get you in contact with somebody that can take care of any questions that you might have buying, selling, or investing. Your local knowledgeable real estate professional at Homeland Realty, Renee LaRosen, sponsoring tonight's weather forecast and coverage. So here is a look at live radar right now. And I bring this up only to show you that we can actually kind of see where that cold front that I was talking about this morning is starting to settle in here. So that's going to sag a little bit further to the south tonight. It's going to settle over the southeastern portions of the forecast area, and it's going to allow storms to fire back behind the front to the north, but there's still going to be instability for storms to work with this evening through tonight if any are able to get together. So first things first, let's go ahead and take a look at the severe weather outlook for the area. Here is today. Marginal risk. This is mainly because storms are going to be pretty isolated. They're going to be pretty scattered. So tonight is what I'm talking about here. Not everybody is going to see a thunderstorm. If you do, we're talking about the potential for some marginally severe hail. So some wind gusts, some downpours, and some marginally severe hail, but not widespread, not for everybody. Gives us this marginal. Green area is 1 out of 5 risk, and that takes care of tonight. Let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow we jump up, a lot of us do, to the yellow, 2, which is a slight risk, 2 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center. So we have a couple of threats getting together tomorrow. We have a classic setup, again, like I've talked about already twice this year, where we watch and see what happens in the afternoon. And if we have some breaks in the cloud cover, sunshine pours through, instability gets to building, then I think that we will see an initial round of small clustered thunderstorms. And these could spin off some discrete cells. So when that happens, that's a setup where we would talk about supercells, which is when we talk about tornado threats. So we have supercells and we have possibly large damaging hail if those storms get together earlier in the day. If they do or they don't, I'm more confident in a second round of more linear storms, again, later Wednesday night. Those would bring a little bit less of a tornado threat, although you can still get some spin-up tornadoes in the line. But we're talking about heavy downpours, efficient rainmakers, and strong damaging winds with that second line. So all of that together gives us this 2 out of 5 slight risk for tomorrow, Wednesday. So here is the tornado outlook. Again, I think this deals predominantly with those earlier storms, but we can't rule it out as we go later into the evening as well, especially if any storms get out ahead of the line and they can form those smaller discrete supercells. So gotta keep that tornado risk in play for tomorrow. Definitely think the bigger threat is wind and hail as we move through Wednesday. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of a timeline on things. We'll pull in the latest forecast data here and put that together. So first, let's start with tonight. Here is about your current situation. We're looking again at model data, but look what happens as we get to about the 7 o'clock hour, 8, now 9. So see what I mean? There is instability out there, though. Let me go ahead and put up one measure of instability, which is CAPE. So these brighter colors giving us almost 1,000 joules of CAPE, which is where we start to talk about stronger, possibly severe storms. In the blue, less so, 500 to 700 joules. So it just depends. We have scattered storms, we have scattered pockets of instability. So, what that means, obviously, you guys know, if the right ingredients come together at the right time, you could get under a thunderstorm that could be strong to severe. So, this is now past midnight as we go to about 1 a.m. Storms are still drifting through. You would think they would be less severe by this time, but we can still have some strong to severe thunderstorms working through. So, this is about 2 a.m. So, do not be surprised. Just small little thunderstorms like this may crop up. They may be noisy. You would get strong downpours, but possibly some large hail. And this is going through about 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. That'll be Wednesday morning. So once we get past that, here starts to look at your Wednesday morning drive. I mean, it's just kind of everything all over the place. But what I like to say about this is even though it's a pain, we have some morning showers. Look at this. This is about noon. So between 11 and noon, we have shower activity that hangs out pretty good up here along the I-70 corridor working towards Kansas City. But really, the more that we have and the longer it stays, the better that is. We should have more cloud cover, which means less sunshine, less instability. That's good in terms of lessening the severe threat later on in the day. And the more rainfall that persists too. It's actually going to weaken out anything that happens later in the day. So again, here we are at about noon. I see showers and thunderstorms all in the Kansas City and North Kansas City neighborhood. I see it starting to pick up down here along the southern edge of the forecast area as well, down around Eldo, Bolivar, and Greenfield. And again, this is about noon tomorrow, Wednesday. So let's keep going through our Wednesday. We'll get kind of onto the main show. So this is where I'm kind of watching to see what develops late in the day, as these storms would be the beneficiary of some of that afternoon instability if it gets together. So I do think we will see showers and storms. All of the data, and I'm presenting you one set of data here, but all of it's in pretty good agreement that we're going to see showers and storms. How strong will they be? Really just depends. It's a wait and see game. So as we go later in the evening, now this is about 6 p.m. This is where we start to work up some more confidence in a second line. You guys can see it. We see this a lot this time of year where this line starts to get together around here between El Dorado, Emporia, Osage City, going up towards Topeka and Lawrence. So I'll let you guys kind of watch this. I'll scroll out a little bit more regionally here, and you can see, kind of thinking with tonight's data, that the first brunt looks to travel up that I-35 corridor maybe between 70 and 35 and hit Kansas City with some strong storms. This is about 9 p.m. tomorrow night, Wednesday night. So this could change. This is just kind of model data as of this evening. So this could sag to the south, could also work its way north, but that's kind of what storm initiation looks like right now. And then the lagging wave shows up here. This is about 10 to midnight. We should be able to look down here to the south of Topeka, Emporia, over on the Kansas side, and see this line shaping up and see what it looks like as it starts to work across east central Kansas. So we could be talking about a midnight or an after midnight setup for some strong to severe storms here. And about that time frame, might be talking to the folks in Lawrence, Ottawa, Waverly, Burlington, Yates Center, on its way over to Garnett, Paola, Pleasanton, and approaching state line around midnight, working towards 1 a.m. So here's what the data looks like at about 3 a.m. So like I say, this will vary an hour or two, and the strength remains to be seen. But overnight is what we're paying attention to Wednesday night. Here is a possible radar picture for, again, about 3 a.m. on early Thursday morning this will be. So once that line crosses out of here, it looks to clear out for your Thursday morning. So that is the overall setup for the storms. Let's talk about rainfall. Some of these will be very efficient rainfall producers. I was looking at precipitable water, so we'll kind of take this through one stage at a time. Here's early on what may start to happen in the next few hours leading up into the overnight. May pick up an 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch as we go through tonight. So let's get up to by tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon, I do see a few places that could have around 1/2 an inch, working on 3/4 of an inch if you go down further south in the forecast area. So, and maybe down around Joplin, you guys might be already approaching 1 inch. So let's hop over to Thursday. After all is said and done Thursday night, let's add that in. This is where I expect us to be up around 1.3 inches in Kansas City. A few bands here. Look, this is just ensemble data predicting that line of thunderstorms that I was showing you that looked to boom through Kansas City early on. Those will be very, very efficient rainmakers. And so we could see 2 inches plus. Honestly, would not be surprised to see another inch maybe on top of this. So 2 inches along this corridor. And this could well wind up in east central Kansas as well. But I think the going rate will be 1.3 to 1.5 inches after everything tomorrow night. Still keeping an eye on that Friday night system. Confidence is growing. You guys can see why. I'm going to add in Friday night. I'm not going to go through those storm details tonight, but I do think we see some showers Friday night at some point, probably dropping around another inch of rain. So this is a cumulative total between now and Saturday. We're over the 2-inch mark in Kansas City, 2.2 to 2.6 inches throughout west central Missouri. Same thing over in east central Kansas. So again, not addressing the Friday night thing tonight. Haven't had time to look into that one, but I do think we see some rain, and the severe thunderstorm setup was actually looking pretty succinct for that time frame as well. So hate to do that to the Friday evening folks, but confidence has been strong in that for the last couple of forecast cycles. So once again, I'll jump on here tonight if warnings are out, or if I think they are, or if some other thing happens that I think you just might want to know about. Check Facebook and YouTube for live stream updates, and I appreciate you. I'll keep an eye on things. Catch you later.